Imagine walking into a pharmacy and not being able to read your medication, or needing to discuss a private health issue but having no way to communicate on your own. For many blind, deaf, and mute individuals in Ghana, this is a daily reality. Healthcare becomes confusing, unsafe, and undignified. Accessibility is not a luxury, it is a basic human right. This is why we created Ntentan, a digital web of care designed to make healthcare accessible, safe, and independent for everyone. For this stage of the hackathon, we are presenting the user interface of Ntentan. So this is the sign-up page, and after signing up, the user gets the opportunity to select the category of disability, whether visually impaired or deaf and mute. Aside that, we also input an emergency contact. This emergency contact serves as a care guide. In case of any emergency, that person gets to be contacted or alerted. The user also gets to switch between either Twi or English. And since we selected visually impaired, we have the talk back or the text feature for us to know. So these are going to be some features. These are some interesting features on Ntentan, which I will talk about more in the video. So these are the unique features you get on the home screen. These are the features for the visually impaired. We have the voice assistant. The voice assistant is there for the visually impaired to be able to communicate to the application, know that when the time for medication, the kind of medication you should take, and at what time. We also have the camera reader. The camera reader is there to scan to know the prescription of the drugs, the gram, and whatever information that he or she is supposed to take. Not only that, since when it comes to healthcare centers accessibility in Ghana, it's a very challenging thing. We also have the indoor navigation, which our AI models help the visually impaired person navigate in and around the hospital. We also have the medication manager. This serves as a reminder to always update the person as to the time to take the medication. We have the interesting part, the Ntentan audio. This serves as a recorder whenever there is a consultation between the visually impaired person and the medical expert in order to trace back those information. Now, these are some of the accessibility features. The caregiver can add medication so that the medication manager can always alert the visually impaired through different kinds of communication, either the haptic feedback. We also have the magnifying screen for the low vision for them to be able to increase or decrease or choose the preferred mode as to the color or the text on how it should appear for them. These are some of the features, the interesting features for the visually impaired. We have the emergency SOS status. So this in case of critical information or critical challenges, this helps the visually impaired person to send feedback to the emergency contact. And also privacy and data trust. Since we are dealing with medical issues, we also have the privacy and data trust as to how the data of these persons are treated. We also made them understand that no art or no data of theirs is being sold to any third party. Now you get the opportunity to also call the support. You can get to email us in case of anything and we get in touch with you. So this is the emergency alert. In case of danger or anything, this is being triggered to send the live GPS of the person in the emergency contact get to be alerted or informed as to the location of the person at what time and the current information that was gathered about the visually impaired person. So all these unique features of Ntentan help the visually impaired person to access healthcare independently. We also have for the deaf and mute. So the deaf and mute person, they have also unique features because they communicate through sign languages and other unique characteristics of them. On the application, they also get to switch between either Twi or English and the sign language, and also the text aspect, saying that is one key thing that they communicate through. And also we have the what? These are some of the unique features for them, which I'll be taking you through. The sign language, the live caption. So this is the sign language AI. Our model is able to translate their sign language into text for the medical expert to also know. And the live caption is whenever there is an interaction between this person with their medical expert, is being transcribed for them to see. We have the AAC board. This also helps them to show their feelings, how they feel, how their whatever sickness or whatever challenge they are going through, how they communicate it to their medical expert. And this gives them more opportunity for them to express themselves. Whenever there is a consultation, the Ntentan sign language interpreter help them, the doctor, to be able to know the kind of sign language being done, and the person to also have the test of whatever thing that the doctor said during the consultation period, for him to go back and refer to it. Not only that, I will also be taking you through the hardware aspect of Ntentan, which gives total freedom and accessibility of healthcare to these persons with disability. So let's move to the next video. Which is being faced by persons with visual impairment and speech impairment. One key challenge that we have also noticed is most of the time when persons with speech impairment visit the healthcare center, the pharmacists find it difficult to understand the sign languages. So with this aspect of Ntentan, is there to assist and help persons with disabilities, specifically those with speech impairment, to be able to communicate directly with the pharmacist through sign language. So while the person does the sign language, the hardware aspect of Ntentan is able to understand and translate it into an audio output for the pharmacist to know. So this is going to be used by the pharmacist, where the speech impaired person uses the smartphone. Our AI model, that is Ntentan AI, runs also at the back end of the hardware system to ensure that the sign language being done is actually translated well for everybody to understand. So let me walk you through how it works. So this is a simple interface of the hardware system to make it accessible for everyone to know. So over here, there is the switch to text aspect, where the individual can type, communicate whatever thing. If the person wants to communicate through English language, the person gets to choose. So for example, in this case, explain what dosage means. So when the person picks all these kinds of information, it's being translated. That is, if the person does not want to do the sign languages, it's being translated for the person to what? For the pharmacist to understand what the person is trying to what? Communicate. Over here also, there is the aspect whereby the person does the real-time sign language translation, where our model translates it and also input it in an output format for the person to understand, both in English and the Twi. So in the case whereby the person does not understand or cannot read English very well, the person can read the Twi to understand clearly. So in this case, everything being done here, the Ntentan AI also translates it into the Twi language for all of us to understand. And it also plays the output format, ensuring that the pharmacist is able to understand clearly and very well. So at the end of the day, in Ntentan AI, we are not leaving anyone behind when it comes to persons with disability accessing healthcare in Ghana and Africa at large. We are including everybody, ensuring that we care as Ntentan. Thank you very much.